Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tea with Trei. I'm your host, Trei Taylor. It is a delicious brew of news and commentary you need to know. It is May 2nd, 2023. Grab your coffee, your tea, or your cocktails, darling, and let's get into this week's top news stories. Ladies and gentlemen, we're back. The Tea with Trei featuring Cayla, Nicole Taylor. Hey,
Hey,
Cayla.
hey, mom.
Are you going to call me mom on
Aren't
like
you my mom?
Yes,
Okay,
that's what they told me.
then that's what I'm gonna call you.
How are you today?
I'm blessed and highly
Favored?
favored. Yes,
Okay. You had a good day at work?
I had a day at work.
Okay, and
I worked.
we're counting down to graduation, darlings. She's back. In fear-mongering news this week, now that you can afford eggs and gas. Can you afford eggs and gas, Cayla?
Yeah.
Well, now that you can, as of June 1st, it won't matter because on Monday, the Treasury Secretary, Janet Yellen, told Congress that the U.S. could default on its debt as soon as June 1st if legislators do not raise or suspend the nation's borrowing authority before then, which could create a global crisis.
It's giving 2008 again.
It's giving Y2K 2008. Let's get them afraid. Let's get them to circulate coins, go
Well,
on trips,
mm-hmm.
uh, go to Beyonce concerts, Janet Jackson, guilty. Well, I didn't end up going, but what it do you understand anything about this? Because I don't. It also says the Treasury plans to increase its borrowing during the months of April to June of this year, despite the federal government being close to breaching the debt limit. Why would you start circulating coins that you're saying we don't have?
Well, it's just really funny to me how we're out of money, but we're sending billions of dollars every 2 months to the Ukraine. Where's our money? And really, the fact is that people don't know that this debt that we're incurring is they're using us people as collateral.
What do
So
you mean? Please elaborate,
you know what I
young
mean.
child.
You know what I mean.
Okay.
Our
Um,
bodies are collateral. That's all I'm going to say about that.
okay, because we don't want them to come for us.
Come for me and I'll send for you with Jesus
Oh,
Christ.
okay.
The Federal Reserve prints money, but I know the more money you print, the less value it has. But then how are we also going to suddenly be out of something that y'all can just make more of? But the real thing is that people are moving away from the US dollar. And now it feels like they're kind of scrambling. So we're not out of money, but our money is out of the, it's not in question about us, the US dollar being, like a superpower or anything.
Well, I'm trying to move out of here, period.
And you're going
Because
to leave me. You're going to move and then be like, I'm gone. And I'm over here in the depression.
first of all, you are creating the life that you have.
Yeah, but you
You
can
are
also inform people you're leaving in months in advance, not, I'm going to leave next week.
It's May 2nd. I have been speaking this into existence since February at least.
And you also have the coins to put away to speak things into existence.
We
I'm
are
I'm 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 trying to make it till tomorrow. I'm
we do
trying to
not
make
say
it tomorrow.
try. We don't say try
I'm
in this
making it till
family.
tomorrow.
We don't say making it. Do you can you look up the word making it while I finish this news? Making it. You're watching the Tea with Trei. We don't talk like that. We do not talk like that.
Form something by putting parts together or combining substances. Construct, create, cause to exist or come about.
Okay, so I'm wrong. I do use the word create a lot. I just want you to you mustn't speak like that. First of all, I'm not going to announce it to you and then be gone the next day. But Cayla, yeah, just watch your mouth, please.
Mm-hmm.
I don't play that, and you know it.
Don't leave us.
Script writing on all of your favorite shows has been canceled. It's come to a halt, ladies and gentlemen. It's been 16 years since it last happened. The Writers Guild of America has gone on strike, folks. Corporations have turned to AI to write programming that coupled with sharing their coins, reducing the residuals the writers are collecting for their work, and it's forced them to drop their pens. The last strike was in 2007 and it lasted 100 days. At issue, compensation for writers in a changing media landscape. Y'all know what it is. These Netflix, these HBO Maxes, they're entrepreneurs. I cannot imagine writers like of shows like The Jeffersons and Good Times, and they didn't have to worry about all the streaming part.
Yeah.
Those people are still getting checks, except when The Jeffersons is on Paramount or
They can make it right.
Netflix or
Yeah.
Tubi or any of those. They're not getting any of that money or a little bit, if that. So, anyway, ironically, the streaming spaces are likely going to be the least affected by this writer's strike because they have a trough full of content. People are just doing their own thing. And quite frankly, people sit on TikTok anyway and watch what they want to watch.
Clips and whatever they need is it's already accessible.
They're watching babies. They got this thing. Have you seen these people where I send you those clips. This lady is filming her children acting like they're at a grocery store. They got a grocery store. I mean, and I don't know why, but sometimes I just sit there and watch that stuff.
Yeah, I don't watch any of those that you send me, to be honest.
That's rude.
It's not rude. I don't want to see little kids acting like adults.
They're not. They have a grocery store. What is wrong with you?
And I think TikTok has made a lot of parents want to film their kids to try to get on and live vicariously through them. So I'm not watching none of that stuff you show me about kids cooking. That are all good life skills. But who wants to sit at school all day and then get out a mini crock pot and start cooking a 5-star meal? That's not fun. I want to watch PBS Kids.
I know you're not
Kids don't watch Arthur anymore. I'm straight to the kitchen, role playing as an adult.
Cayla, let's be real. You cooked me a full-on Rachel Ray meal when
not
you were
for
like,
the cameras,
but
because I wanted to.
No,
Them kids don't want to do that. Like, come on, y'all, let's do this on TikTok. They don't want to cook.
How do you know? So if you and Cameron were still little, you'd probably be on TikTok.
Yeah,
right
because
now.
you think we're funny.
But now I'm not trying to live vicariously through y'all. I just think that y'all, what you
Yeah,
just
but me and
said.
Cameron don't have the idea to get out a crock pot and start learning how to cook 5-star meals either.
Well,
I'm a kid's crock pot at that.
Cayla, I tapped into where I saw your strengths were. Okay. So that is
So all three of those kids like to cook. Okay.
They're not cooking. If you
I'm
would
not talking about them. I'm talking about this other family. You know, like the mom, like will make them fancy dinners and stuff, but they actually have to cook them. That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if that's content or, mommy, I want to learn how to cook.
Well, because you don't know, keep your mouth shut. Because I definitely would have put you and Cameron on TikTok.
If we expressed that we wanted to cook and be on TikTok.
I kind of film y'all now without your exclusive permission.
Oh, so not my consent.
You're watching the Tea with Trei.
Get sued.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Cayla.
Hey y'all.
I saw something a little concerning this week. Over the weekend rather. that was released by the Griot. And I'm going to discuss my feelings on it, but I'd like to play the clip for you and get your youthful opinion.
Would you date a bus driver? You. Would you date a
If he
bus
owns
driver?
the bus, if he owns
No.
it, if he owns the bus,
See, that's a
Iyanla.
problem. That's a problem. That's a problem
Okay.
because the standards and requisites, and I'm not talking about him laying on his sofa playing video games all day. I'm not talking about that. But the standards and the criteria that we use to measure men is off for who we are as women and who they are in this society. I would date a bus driver if he loved driving the bus, if he was a man of integrity, if he was good to his mama, if he treated me well, I would date a bus driver. But we think that it's another human being's responsibility to give us what we need instead of us building together. I can build with a bus driver.
This is kind of tricky because I get both sides. Would if I were to be asked if I would date a bus driver? Probably no. But to Iyanla's point, I feel like people or women are hung up on titles when you could be the trash man and you could treat me well, you could provide for me. Like provision isn't necessarily like I'm a millionaire. Your protection, like all of that falls into play. So just because of your job title, a lot more goes into who you are as a person. Like she said, do you like or do you treat your mom right? Do you have integrity? But Ebony also said, like, are you a leader? I think a bus driver can be a leader. And I'm not here to judge someone for being a bus driver. If that's their passion, then sure. I don't know if I'd be in a space to run into a bus driver and get into a relationship with them. But it's tricky. I get both sides. And from Ebony's perspective, from her status or where she is in her life and her career, I don't see her dating a bus driver. But are we also like discounting good men for the jobs they have?
So it felt, if you watch the clip, and I'll try to fast forward it to, Ebony was very uncomfortable to even answer.
She felt offended. It felt like she was offended.
I felt like she was about to be attacked. Everyone loves, no, no, everyone loves Iyanla.
Yan La Van Zant. Not
Iyan.
on my watch. Iyanla. Not in Yan La Van Zant.
Everybody, I can't talk. Stop it. Everybody loves Miss Van Zant.
Thank you.
And I felt like Ebony was afraid to say her answer out loud. And as a Black woman, I don't like that we have to be afraid to speak about what we want. I do
Yeah.
not agree when people are like, and this is like a sidebar subject, but it happens here too. When people say they'd rather date a light-skinned woman or a dark-skinned man, and nobody says it when people say they like dark men. They only get on people who like lighter complected people. That's someone's preference. And everyone is entitled to their preference, and it doesn't make them ashamed of their race, ashamed of their blackness. And so in this case, it looked to me physically like Ebony was afraid to say her truth, if that's her truth. And then I asked a gentleman who is a man of means his opinion, and he felt like Ilyana is more saged than Ebony in her spirituality. And so she is able to see beyond the trash man's position. I agreed with that. I just want the space for Ebony to be able to say what she likes and be firm about it. There's nothing wrong with you wanting not preferring a man who delivers trash or picks up the trash, drives the bus. There's nothing wrong with you wanting a dark complected man, a white woman, a dark that's your business. That is your preference. And she was afraid. Not afraid because she ain't no punk, but she was like, she heard her because Miss Van Zant said, you. And she was trying to think about her answer. I don't like that. I'm tired of that.
It's a double-edged sword. Like, when you are open about what you like, what your standard is, what you won't go for, it's, oh, you're against everything you won't go for. But also at the same time, like, why can't I say, this is what I want, this is what I like? That's a problem. Like, people aren't allowed the space to say what they want and it be okay. It's always something else. Like, oh, well, you want this, which means you're anti this, and this is just what I want.
And as spiritual as Ms. Van Zant is, she did that to her. This is a problem. It's not a problem. It's a preference. And
it's not a problem, but it's a problem. Issue is the same word to me. It's that a lot of women discount good men for their profession when
that's their loss. It's not on the man. We talked about this. You and I talked about this yesterday. That doesn't have anything to do with that man. That is that person's preference. And furthermore, I do not appreciate Iyanla positing it as if it's a problem, or I'm sorry, as if it's our responsibility because of the way society treats the garbage man, the bus driver, that then she said that in the clip. She said something about because of the way men are have been treated in this society. And she's really talking about black men. I mean, she didn't say it, but that's what she's talking about. Black men.
So is it then we should give everybody, not everybody, but we should be open to giving everybody a chance, no matter their profession or whatever, because they could really be a good guy. It's conflicting, and like I said, I get both sides, because would I go for a bus driver? No. But if I met somebody treating me really nice, like we had a connection, everything was, going well, and then it came out, oh yeah, and I drive a bus, would I be like, oh no, never mind? If everything was good, and then I found out you drove a bus,
well,
that's kind of like elitist a little bit.
That's the actual problem, not Ebony's decision, because I talked to another female and she shared with me the same sentiment that the gentleman I spoke with shared. However, she believes that Ebony's answer is posited around who she is in society and the spaces where she may be engaging.
I mean, well, we know which sister is that? Tia?
Yes.
Tia met her husband at a bus stop. He wasn't working. I'm not saying he obviously had something that attracted her to him. And it wasn't what he had or what he did. I need
the Lotto song. And we're back. We're talking about the commentary that Iyanla Van Zant and Eboni K. Williams had on the Griot last week, where I feel like I just feel like Iyanla was I just feel like Iyanla was kind of shaming her. Or maybe it was Eboni who just didn't want to say.
Personally.
Yeah, it's not that it wasn't. I didn't feel like they had any kind of stuff. It's just that Eboni seemed to know where this answer would lead. But this brings me to where her answer would lead. But this brings me to another clip that I saw this week, and the comments they was brutal. Check this out. I didn't know Usher had a girlfriend. And then this to me, I mean, she looks like a regular person. She's not giving us Fashion Nova. She's not giving us Kim K or
Well, for somebody who's been in the industry, he might be going against the grain, and I've already seen all that. I've had all the Kim K's, the pop out girls or whatever, and he found someone who we think is regular, but she's in the industry. She just doesn't. It's kind of rude to say she doesn't carry herself that way, but she doesn't flash it that way. Maybe like, this is what I do, and like, she's not for the social media hype. I guess about her looks. So she does. I did see her page. She does post about like the stuff she's working on, and she's worked with a lot of notable people. So
also I was a little uncomfortable with her being uncomfortable,
yeah,
but
it seemed like she. I mean, she looks a little shy, and probably
yeah.
didn't expect him to bring her out and all that. And then, I mean, I guess because she didn't want all these what would come after that from
People
bringing
like
me out.
us talking, but we're talking about energy. We're talking about being attracted to people that maybe don't they're not what I thought you should have or
But who
the
are
guy
you to say what he should have or shouldn't have?
I'm not I'm being
No, I know.
hypothetical and I'm trying to prove a point that I think Ilyana wanted Ebony to hear, but then she lost me when she started talking about how bad men are, how bad off men already are in society, and now it's the plight of the black woman
To
to
save a man.
save them. And you can have a bus driver and not know that he's a bus driver because you can be attracted to people's energy, or you can have somebody meet them, know that they're a bus driver, be an attorney, be a doctor, and be completely attracted to them. Because really, when you get to a certain age like mine, it is about energy, period.
A lot of black people have issue with black people doing what they want to do, and it's not what we think
Have
they
been
should do.
programmed. No, it's not what the blueprint, because there is a blueprint for us that
to date a black man and have black kids and do like sometimes that doesn't work. Like, I'm not gonna say that there aren't black men out here who are like, I don't date black women and this and that. Sometimes you just date who you like, and energy, like you said. There are some black men, black people in general who are hardcore. I'm not doing this. I don't like this type. And then some people are, this is just the person that I found the most, chemistry with or connection to. But the audience is going to read that as, you don't like black women and you're anti-black because this is who you chose, and why did you choose a black woman? That's how the general populace sees those types of decisions, especially from entertainers, athletes, things like that, because that seems to be a pattern that they never choose black women, but maybe we're not supposed to be with them.
That's the messaging. Y'all stop listening to this messaging that we are never chosen and that we're the most underappreciated. And perhaps we are
we are the most disrespected, but I would say underappreciated.
We know the history, but I still don't adhere to that nonsense. I don't subscribe to it. Speaking of strong black women, entrepreneurs, creating your own path. Speaking of that, did y'all see this?
I am on to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband. I'm happy to see my husband. I'm happy.
Shout out to the Boot Girls.
Anybody know what that is?
Boot Girls in Buckhead. Follow them on Instagram. Support black businesses.
Excuse me. You will not have us down in Fulton County tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a thing here in Atlanta, Georgia right now. So much so that Fox 5 had to come with their own little report because, this was gangster. This is a little more conservative, what we got for you next.
Atlanta's tired of the boot. The people hate the boot.
Christian Verrett says he got booted in Atlanta's parking lots one too many times.
I figured out, hey, you can make a key and you can sell the key. You can duplicate the key.
So that's what he did. He started selling master keys to the boots online, $50 each.
These 4 will cover 90, maybe 95% of the boots in Atlanta. There's maybe about 6 or 7 companies that boot. There's a few really big companies that have the majority of the contracts. I have all of their keys.
He says he's been doing it for the last few months, and so far, he says he sold about 600. How did you get the prototype of the key?
That's a trade secret, so I can't tell you that, but it was hard work.
Verrett tells me this is just a passion project on the side, and he's not in it for the money. Actually, he says his end goal is to be put out of business.
I want the boot banned overall. This is really just to raise awareness about getting the boot banned.
A bill at the state capitol to do just that failed this legislative session.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's very interesting. We went from twerking boot women to all nice, seemingly legal man who has sold did they say 5,000?
600.
He sold 600 at $50 a pop.
But $50 per individual key. I saw on his little site he had a bundle key too. So he's probably really up right now.
But is this legal, Cayla?
The news said it was.
I mean, they're reporting it like they were celebrating,
advocating for. Well, I know the story that they were referencing about like banning boots going into the legislation. I mean, that's money, I guess, for the city or whoever, but at the end of the day, this is Atlanta. Somebody's going to figure out a way to finesse, to get over, and it's not even getting over because the boot girls in Buckhead charge $50. The boot man charges $75. I'd rather give my money to some black girls or have the key myself than support a predatory, looks like type of business, which is booting cars, because they will boot, and then if you get it off, basically that kind of racks up. So if you have so many tickets or boots, depending on the company who boots you, you can't get your car back until you pay all of those back.
So they're in cahoots with the government, which is why the legislation did not pass. Well, I have an idea. How about if we call the boot girls? Let's just see if they answer the phone. I was so afraid for them. Why did they put that on TikTok?
Yeah, I think
what kind of mess?
That's also like, people want to promote their business and things like that. But now with like how advanced social media is and geotagging, they're going to find them. If you have a mask on or not, they're going to track your location. They're going to trace that number. Like, if that's not a Google number.
If it's legal, Cayla, why do they have a mask on?
Who wants their face put out like that? If they don't know it's legal, because this news story just came out last night saying technically it is.
We know it came out because of that TikTok.
Keep going.
Keep going. Okay. Cayla, I have an idea.
What?
I want to call this number and just see what happens. Okay? Just let me do this. Okay? I need to do this. Cuz I'm worried for them. Let's see. Let's see. I'm trying not to say the number out loud because I don't want the government coming for me. Let's see what happens. Here we go. I don't know if y'all can hear. Hi, how are you today? I'm good. Is this like real? Like, I got this number off of TikTok. Is this real? Okay. So what do I do? Y'all just tell y'all where I am and then you come to me, or how's it work?
You can send me a picture of the sticker. I mean, the little ticket they give you,
Okay.
and then let me know if we have to do it or not, and if we do, we'll actually location.
Okay. All right, so I'll go get that and then I'll give you a call back. Thank you.
Thank you. You can send a picture of the ticket through via text message, and then I'll be able to look at it from there.
Very good. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, bye-bye. Cayla, why did they put they had to put it on TikTok or otherwise
Or
I
else you wouldn't have had the
known.
number.
But I wanted to be like, oh, I'm so proud of you. You know how I get.
Yeah.
Could you feel my voice was like, this is real. I'm a weirdo sometimes. I just love people to win. Good for them. I don't know what else to say, y'all.
Support Black women entrepreneurs.
Do you think they'd go out with a bus driver?
They might untow the bus.
Yeah. Can you stop texting? We're ending the show.
Yes.
Can you stop telling everybody I just called the boot girls? I know that's what you're doing.
My iPad's slipping. Come on, get it on.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching the Tea with Trei. I'm Trei Taylor.
I'm Cayla.
Another fabulous show. Shout out to the boot girls. Shout out to the dude that is
Drives
selling the
bus?
keys.
Oh.
Shout out to the dude that drives the bus. Love who you want to love. If you like light skin, dark skin, Puerto Rican, African,
Puerto Rican,
Caucasian, do you. I don't feel less than a woman because you didn't choose me. I'm not your type. Ain't got shit to do with me.
That's my type. That's my type. Mentioning ain't figure. That's my type.
I love you, ladies and gentlemen. And please remember, no matter what they do, no matter what they say, no matter if you date a black girl, a brown girl, a white boy, a Puerto Rican, abundance is your birthright, darling. Bye for now.
And scene.